Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to get a quick everyday makeup look. If you like this video, leave a comment down below and don't forget to like and subscribe. Alright, so as you can tell, I am very broken out. Ever since I had my son, even during pregnancy, my skin went wild. And I've never really struggled with skin problems, but I clearly am now. So, first thing I do is I put a little bit of a primer on. I moisturize my face already. I really don't love primer. I feel like maybe I just haven't found the right one yet because I feel like it doesn't really do anything. But I guess I'll just have to test out some more. So I'm just using the Maybelline Master Prime Hydrate and Smooth. And I just basically put a little bit on my nose and on my cheeks a little bit where my pores are, my chin of course. I guess mostly just my T-zone. And to me it just kind of smooths out my pores just a little bit. This is really the only one I've noticed that really made a little bit of a difference. And as you can see, I do have self-tanner on. So today's foundation is gonna definitely be darker than the color of my face. But first thing I'm gonna do is take my Anastasia concealer in the shade 1, and I almost think that it's discontinued, but I'm not 100% sure. I found a link because I use it on my eyebrow tutorial, but I think it was out of Australia or something. So basically I'm just gonna kind of cover up the darker spots that I have that are a little more red. And my skin is really iffy, so I mean, one day it'll be like this, and tomorrow it may be completely gone. So, you know how it is. If you struggle with skin, you know how it is. And it's probably the most frustrating thing ever. So I'm just gonna take my beauty blender and use the bottom and kind of just dab in. And obviously it doesn't cover everything. I don't think it's like the most full coverage concealer ever. But it kind of just tones down the redness a little bit so that it's nice and even when I put my foundation on. Okay. So I love this foundation, and it is so cheap. So it's great. It's the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless in the shade 238. And like I said, I do have self-tanner on, so this is going to be darker. It'll probably look a little bit like mud on my face at first, but I promise it will not stay that way. So I kind of just go in, put some on my beauty blender, and then I go through and just dab. You never want to like swipe down or down because nobody wants wrinkles and nobody really wants to pay for Botox. I mean, maybe one day, but right now I do not. So I am just gonna press it into my skin. And I just love how this blends out. Again, you can see some of my spots, but I'm gonna go over with concealer again over the top of my foundation. But usually I just put a little bit on my beauty blender. And then if I feel like I need to add more, like if it's a little uneven, because it isn't super full coverage, because this is kind of just like my everyday foundation. It's not super full coverage. The only place I drag, which I guess I shouldn't, is down my neck, because if you don't want to have an uneven neck. Nobody likes that. I'm actually in my son's room right now and he is napping. So if you hear any noises, that is him. Alright. I probably should just speed through this. And as you can see in my son's room, I have not finished putting pictures up, so it's just an empty picture for now. And always blend it into your hairline. If you have blonde, just brush the product out afterwards, because you can tell when someone doesn't have it blended out. It kind of just looks a little funky. Okay, so now that that is all over, I'm going to take my tried and true shirt. I swear every time I get on this camera I cannot talk. Slightly embarrassing. Anyways, I take my Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Fair Neutral, and my friend Meryl, who also has a YouTube channel, just tested out I think it's $6 or $7 dupe for Tarte Shape Tape, and I'm super excited to try it out. I will link her channel down below so you guys can watch her video. So alright, I look crazy. So I take my concealer and do a triangle motion, just so it's nice and even, and then I will go down my nose and a little bit my forehead, and then over my chin. Most people don't use this like to cover pimples, they kind of just use it to highlight. But I like how full coverage it is, so it covers all of that for me. And I do dampen my beauty blender, beauty sponge, whatever, because it's not beauty blender, but I do dampen it because it does go into the skin, like it melts into the skin better, I think. So yeah, I do recommend doing that with your foundation and your concealer. Make sure that it's kind of damp. And again, I'm just pressing that into my skin. I'm not wiping, or else I'm basically just gonna wipe all of that concealer off my face. And because this is every day, like, I honestly don't care if some of my pimples are showing. Because honestly, the only people that really see me are my husband and my child and my dogs, which you'll probably hear through this video whining at the door too. But tonight I do have small group. Shout out to my small group girls. So we're just gonna make myself look a little bit presentable. I guess when this video goes up, I'll have already been to small group, but that's what I have to do today. And I need to go to Target because I just want to. Who doesn't want to go to Target all the time? Literally every day I walk in and I spend more than $100, or at least $100 every single time I go in. It doesn't matter if I went in for one thing or 5 things. I always spend way too much money. That's why my husband always wants to go in with me, or I have to go by myself. One, because I like to look through every single aisle, and he doesn't, so. But he also doesn't want me to spend all the money. So it is what it is. If anyone loves Target as much as I do, leave a comment down below. So I'm taking another beauty sponge that I've dampened, and I'm going in my Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, and it is worn and torn, obviously. So I'm just going to use these top two shades and mix them together on my beauty sponge and go in on my under eye and kind of set my under eye a little bit. I used to only use my Airspun translucent face powder, like basically all over my face. And I still do use it on a good bit of my face. Like, you'll see me use it in this video. But I feel like ever since I watched one of Jaclyn Hill's videos of her using this under her eye, honestly, I only used the bronzer shades forever. Ever since I saw her do this, and it just looked so, like, flawless and pretty, I tried it out, and I've been in love. Kat Von D is not necessarily my favorite, so I kind of would like to try and find something a little different, but for right now, this is what's working. And again, you see me, I'm pressing it in, I'm not swiping. And I do my under eyes and my T-zone. Because I do have oily skin, so I have to put powder on, or else by the end of the day, I look like an oil slick painting, and not a pretty one, just oil slick. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with a brush. Here we go. And this is BH Cosmetics brush number 116. The numbers are worn off, you can't really see. And I'm just gonna go in with my Airspun translucent powder. Here's a lid. And it is like $5 at Walmart, so, and I love it. I think it's a great deal. And I just go over my cheeks a little bit. Again, if you don't have oily skin, you don't need to do all this. I, on the other hand, do, so I cover my whole face in powder. And still by the end of the day, I feel like I'm a little bit oily. And again, I drag it down my neck because we want to be nice and even. Next thing I do is I take another BH Cosmetics brush. I think it's number 113, and it's worn down. But anyways, I go in with my favorite bronzer right now. It's the Butter Bronzer by Physicians Formula, and I mix it with the Wet n Wild contour palette. I need to get new of these because they're just about to the bottom. And I just go in and swirl both of them and kind of tap off and go through and just blend upwards and kind of down my cheek a little bit. When I really do like a glam look, I don't blend it down my face. I kind of cut my bronzer down below and bake. But today I'm just trying to go as simple as possible. And then I go on to my forehead and down on my brow a little bit. I like having a little bit of a shadow on my brow. I don't think most people do. I think they just stop a little bit at the top. But I just like the way it looks on me, so. And I have to add a little bit more because, again, I do have self-tanner on, so. And then I tap on my chin, kind of go on the sides a little bit. And I will contour after this. Don't you worry, this is not as sloppy as it looks. This is just to warm up my face. See how I just went from pasty white to a little bit of a bronze? And my double chin is out today, guys. It is out to play. All right. So now I'm gonna go in with my Morphe M523 brush. I wanna get just basically all Morphe brushes because to me, they work really well with basically every product. Every brush that I've bought has been great using them. So I'm gonna go in with my Shade and Light palette again in the last two. And because this last shade is so dark and so pigmented, I do tap off quite a bit. And then I go in just on my cheekbone and blend that into my hairline. It's very dark at first, so I really have to blend it out or else it will look muddy. Alright, and then I'm gonna go in just at the very top of my hairline. I'm not gonna bring it down like I did with the rest of it, just on my eyebrows, just a tad. And then I do go under my lip a little bit. And then I go on my nose. If I'm going somewhere like to an event or to a party or something, I'll contour my nose a little bit better than this. But because this is just an everyday look, I am just going to go in on either side and blend it out a little bit and flick it up. And there we go, it looks like a bit better. And then I go through on my jaw and blend it down. All right, now I don't look like a ghost. So my blush that I've been using, which I love, is the Milani number 8 Tea Rose. And this is from the drugstore. It is so inexpensive, and to me the formula is so buttery and so beautiful. And I just go in on my cheeks and blend it into my bronzer. I do have to tap in a little bit because it's not extremely pigmented at first. I just love it. I feel like it gives you like a cute little blushed look, you know? And then I do kind of tap on my nose a little bit. Okie dokie. I am gonna go ahead and do my brows, and I will link my brow video down below because I'm sure you guys don't want to see me go through this again. So now that I'm looking a little crazy with super bold brows and basically bald eyes, I'm gonna go in with my Jaclyn Hill palette yet again because I love it, and I am going to go in with this bottom shade right here. I'm about to hit pan with it because it is just such a beautiful brown. It's not too warm, which is what I like about it. I really don't like super warm browns. And again, this is just my everyday makeup. I wouldn't do this if I was going to an event or whatever, but this for me is just quick and simple to get out the door, look like I've done something with my life, and we're good to go. So I'm gonna go in on my lash line and just apply that there. And I know it looks a little wild right now, but I am gonna blend it out, don't you worry. I'm just gonna take the fluffy side and go in and pretty vigorously blend that out. And see, it's already looks so much better. I don't like anything harsh, so I will blend until my wrist is broken, basically. So yeah, now that that's blended out, I do go through with my finger, you know, so professional, and kind of wipe off where it's in the inner corner. Or I will go in with a brush and just hit these two and kind of go over the inner corner. Because I don't want it to be dark over my whole eye, you know. Yeah, that's better. And then I'm gonna go in the Jaclyn Hill palette again and go in these top two colors and just tap the inner corner. Look at that. Just look. Girl. So I'm going in and just doing the inner corner and blending it out. I'm going in with the Voluminous Lash Paradise from L'Oreal. I love this mascara. I think it is so beautiful. I think it's comparable to the Better Than Sex mascara. So I'm just going in on the ends of my lashes. As you can see, I'm not going all the way under, or else it will get in between my natural lash and the lash extension, and that's when things start to go bad. So I'm just going on the ends because this will be easy to clean off. And I just like the way that it looks. Just having a little more curl. See, look how much better. Just a little bit of Alright. And I don't use a whole lot of mascara because, I mean, I have lash extensions. You shouldn't need that much if you already have an enhancement. Alright. And then for my bottom lashes, I don't use this because my bottom lashes are really, really long and I feel like they get a little clumpy. So I'm just going to go in with this Clinique High Impact Mascara. I don't really use much Clinique because I'm more of a full coverage girl, not so much natural girl. So I'm going to go in and just barely tap my bottom lashes because again they're super long and I just don't want spider legs underneath my lash line too. And of course everybody makes crazy faces. I just noticed how embarrassing that face was. So we'll try and be cute for the sake of the video. Here we go. Alright. And one of the last things I do is I go in with the Wet n Wild highlighter powder in the shade Precious Petals. I'm almost out of this as well. And I take a Morphe M530 brush. Most people contour with this brush, but I don't. I like it for my highlighter. So I just swirl in here, tap, go in. See, it's just a nice, pretty glow. It's not like crazy blinding, but I just feel like it's like a glow from within, as the beauty YouTubers say. And then I go down my nose, above my lip. A little bit of that. I'm out of my Morphe setting spray, but I recommend it to everyone. I just think it's so beautiful, and it's like an aerosol, so it's not like you spray and you're blinded. It's just nice and even throughout. I'm gonna go grab my lipstick and then we'll be done. Alright, so today I am gonna put a lip liner and lipstick on. Most of the time I just honestly just put a lipstick or a lip gloss or a chapstick or whatever. I have a 3-month-old. I just kind of do whatever's easiest. So I'm going in with the NYX lip liner. It's the matte lip liner in the shade Whipped Caviar. Let's see if you can see that. And I just think it's really creamy and it goes on really smooth. It is a sharpen one, which not my favorite, but the formula is just really smooth. So I'm not a huge overliner. I do go up a little bit, as you can see, but so with most of my lip liners, I do line and then I bring it all over my lip. Oh, that's a sexy look. Oh. All right. So I'm just bringing it up a little. Alright, so my phone cut out because I have too many pictures of my child. If you like this video, don't forget to like and leave a comment down below of any ideas you have for my future videos. And I love you guys. Thank you.